academic, what would you say are the challenges in training hospitality enthusiasts in Nigeria?
Well, thank you so much. The trainings are there. The schools are offering more of these courses when it comes to hospitality and tourism. If I compare it to my own time, there was no university offering hospitality-related courses. It's just a polytechnic. Now we have a sizable number, so the education sector is evolving around hospitality and tourism. And but you see, the industry also needs to play its own part. Where we have a disconnect is where the industry is expecting the education to give them a ready-made product. Even in other professions, even when you have your ICANN, you still have to come to the industry and be a chartered and go to other trainings. So the industry at this point also need to come up with their own model of things that is required for the product coming from the academic to meet their own industry specifics.
So from your presentation, I'd say you seem to favor women leading in hospitality and participation. I'll just ask, do you have like a theory or an academic research backing some of your preference for women? Is there a theory around women?
I think yes, I know this will come, and that's what I tried to disabuse during my presentation.
Okay.
It's not all about Beijing conference. It's not another Beijing conference. Okay. It's not about preference for women. Okay. It's all about will understanding the female species, what science has said in the past that we put in the cooler. Understand what makes them who they are. Pick the good things from who they are that is missing from the male species and use. Whether we like it or not, everybody is saying emotional intelligence. Who owns the emotional intelligence? It's from the female. So don't say I said women is preferred. We had already admitted that there are some things that we can pick from them. Then why not we just populate this and learn more about them and put it into our businesses?
Okay. On the theme of the program, how can Nigerians leverage on local experiences for hospitality and tourism growth in Nigeria? How do you think Nigerians can do this?
It's so simple. We've done it before. We've survived Ebola, and we found a solution to Ebola. What happened to the template we used for Ebola? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. But I think we tend to be forgetful, probably because Ebola was a solution we created for ourselves. It's not an Igbo solution. Now, with this COVID, nobody wants to look inward. We wait for WHO to give us advice. We wait for London to say something. We wait for Japan to say something that affects Africans, that we don't even have the same weather. So you see, until when we go back to appreciate our own research base, it is at that point we can now start having a solution that solves our own peculiar problem as Nigerians.
Okay. And finally, we'll talk about private and government sector participation in hospitality in Nigeria. How would you advise each of these sectors to participate more in tourism and hospitality, private and public sector?
Yes, I think the first thing we need to, both parties has to come to the table with first. There is a distrust between both parties at the moment. Government believes those private sectors are not reporting the businesses as they are. And the private sector believes anything government says is to take more money from them. So the parties need to come to the tables and let us actually see, perceive and see that we are all working in our own better interest. It is not only when you are seen as being good that matters. You also need to act as you are good.
All right. Thank you very much.
Just your advice to women in hospitality business to make their business thrive. Your advice to them.
Well, they are making it thrive already. Visa has said 50%, over 50% of SMEs in Nigerians, at least now, is owned by women. And that's why we see the SMEs booming. There is a work that has been done that confirms when a business is running a business and it makes profit, it plows back at least 3/4 of the profit back to the business compared to the percentage we may put back to that business. So they already have all the skills. All they just need is just to get, it's like the skills in women is just sleeping. they need to reawaken all these things. And that is what we're saying. We men, we're going to learn from you. It is just a matter of time, but don't be surprised, you may make it better.
Thank you. I think that is what I want to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much.